You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Broadcasting live statewide from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who hates shaking hands, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. I don't hate it that much. Sometimes I like to do it. Just depends on the person. Hey, we got a great show. Folks, I am live from Madison tonight. It is so great to be in our state's capital tonight, overlooking State Street. A beautiful night, gorgeous. Konrad, yesterday, supposedly we switched into fall. It is a beautiful night here, and I can only hope it is beautiful in Green Bay as well.
Well, it was downpouring for a while today, this morning, but after that cleared up, yeah, it was nice and warm and toasty, Didn't feel like fall.
Yeah. It was like 80 when I got here. Aaron Sommers is here tonight, folks, too. Aaron, how are you?
Doing well. Like you said, beautiful day here in Madison, even though I have spent the majority of it inside.
You are always a champ. I love when you're here. You always help me get set up here because I'm not on my home turf. But more and more, it feels like my home turf, and it's so effortless because you're always here. So big time shout out. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And we're always happy to have you.
Is that true?
For me, I guess I can't speak for the rest of the staff.
Because I've heard rumblings. I don't want to cast aspersions or speak for others, but it's nice to know. I'm kidding. Everyone's great here. It's always fun to come to Madison and do Nite Lite. And Konrad, we've got some window love tonight. From
really?
Our Nite Lite Studio South. I'll just tease that. It will appear on Facebook probably in the next hour, but I couldn't find a 19-foot tall person, so I had to kind of look down at the street, but we got it taken care of. So, Konrad Krieger working the board tonight, folks. Aaron Zommers sitting in for a few minutes, helping us get started here. And it is great to have you here. We've got a great question. I've got great guests. Always fun to tap into the Madison area in terms of guests. I've got two live in-studio guests. Our pal Erik Kjelland will be here. He is the frontman for the Mascot Theory. We've featured their music before. We've had Erik on the show before. But I will say this. Since Erik was on the show last November, he has had major drama unfold in his life, and he has turned it into an amazing new record. And we are going to share some of the music from his newest effort, he and the Mascot Theory's newest effort tonight when he drops by here at 6:35. He'll be in studio, as he was during his last appearance. And then my pal Jim Healy, who is one of the programmers at UW Cinematech, and he is also a top dog at the Wisconsin Film Festival and a movie fanatic. I will say this. You guys, Konrad, how many movies would you say you watch in a given year if you had to guess?
A lot. I don't think I could give a certain number.
If you had, like, ballpark.
I'd say around 250, maybe.
250 movies.
Yeah, I think
That's pretty good.
I mean, like, because when I'm bored at home, I was like, why not just throw on something and I just toss on a movie,
You don't have to listen. That sounds great to me. Aaron, what about you, Mr. Zommers?
I think that's a number I would love to shoot for.
250?
But I think I'm more at like 100 maybe.
Okay. That's
Which,
a movie every 3 days or so.
Yeah. One of my roommates is big into movies as well, so whenever it's just us around, we'll watch a movie usually. But the other one falls asleep every time, or just about every time. And so he's more into, I don't know, playing games or things like that. And so I don't get to watch as many movies as I would like, but.
All right. Well, you both, that's a good number for both of you guys. I couldn't even tell you. I would say probably I'm closer to Konrad, somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 to 300. But some of those are movies I've seen. They're like comfort movies I'll put on. New movies, I'm probably at 100 maybe, I'm guessing. The reason I ask is because my second guest tonight, Jim Healy, who will be here in studio at 7:20, a couple years ago posted on Facebook that he watched 763 movies in 1 year.
Wow.
I mean, now part of it, that's his job for the Wisconsin Film Festival and programming Cinematech, but that was an incredible number. If you just average them, double that, that's like 1,500 hours a year of movie watching, or probably more. So we're going to talk a little bit about Robert Redford, our favorite Robert Redford movies, and where we rank him as an actor, and then maybe a little Peter Bogdanovich talk. And Jim's going to tell us what's coming up at UW Cinematheque, folks. If you don't take advantage of this great program and this great theater right on the UW campus, you absolutely should go to the calendar and find out what's playing. It's all free to the public, so it's good stuff. So 2 great guests. We got a fun question coming up, and I'm going to tell you all about our new text to win contest coming up in just a few minutes, and I will give you the keyword after the break in the second segment. So you got that to look forward to, folks, and big prizes this time too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, I got some advice for you. I'm older than both of you, but I'm young at heart and incredibly immature. I went to Stevens Point this weekend, and we went out to breakfast. My wife and my daughter and I. It was a chain place, a place I've had, it's fine. It's a chain, supposed to be moderately priced. I cannot believe how expensive. And I'll just say, I'll do like a hot wire thing and say roughly what the restaurant was. It's in the Perkins, Denny's. What else do you have there?
IHOP?
IHOP family. It's one of those.
Okay,
so French toast with eggs and bacon was $17.
That must be some good French toast.
It was fine French toast, but it was not worth. Okay, our bill was like $70. So here's my advice to you. And the guy that sat us, it was like he purposely let his hair get really greasy, and then he kind of did like a comb over type thing.
Ooh.
Obviously, this guy had put some thought into it, but it was greasy, and it was just like really not appetizing. So, and then I go into the bathroom, and the paper towel dispenser, like you wash your hands and like 4 inches of a paper towel comes out. Like who can work with that? That's not even, you got to do it like 10 times to get enough toweling to wipe your hands off, and then use the rest of it to open the door. Here's where I'm going with this. Spend the extra money. Go to a higher class restaurant, spend the extra, what is it, $20 for cleanliness and good service.
Well, especially because if a place like that's selling French toast for $17+
Insane.
You're not paying much more anyway.
No, that's my point. Everything is so expensive now. Just go top tier and spend the extra money. I don't go out to breakfast a lot. It's well worth it to spend $20. Conrad, you're laughing. What am I being curmudgeon-y?
No. I totally agree. French toast should not be that pricey because it's not that hard to make.
Right.
It's just bread and egg. It's just bread and egg.
Exactly.
It's not hard.
And here's the weird thing. I walked in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say eggs are getting up there in price, but still, it shouldn't be $17.
No, and it's like one egg. It's part of the combo. It's not like I'm getting. So I walk into this hotel too to check in, and I could not get a hold of them. So all morning I'm calling to make sure, or to see if I can get an early check-in by like an hour. Nobody's answering. And I'm like, is this hotel still in business? Like, it's a major chain. I can't get a hold of anybody. While I'm driving, I chat with hotels.com. I hope I can say that. In the chat, I'm like, can you guys just confirm to me that this hotel is still open? The virtual chat person keeps coming back and say, our advice would be to call the hotel. Okay, well, everything that started this conversation was me saying I can't get a hold of anybody at the hotel. Can you help? This is how I booked the hotel. There were no help whatsoever. I got there. Luckily, they were open. I walk in. No one's in the lobby. This is what you get for $90 a night. This is me trying to save a few bucks. And there's this voice like from the heavens that says, hello. And I'm looking around. I have no idea who's talking to me. Hello, sir. I'm like, hi. Finally, this woman comes out. I was standing in front of a virtual check-in. Have you ever seen those?
No.
I've never seen those. This guy was in Madison, and he was going to check me in over the video. And I'm like, it was terrible. It was such a surreal experience, the whole thing.
I guess what we're learning is when you try to save money, there is still another cost to be paid.
You're saving money, but you're not saving frustration or whatever. Now, what I saved on the hotel, I spent on breakfast. Whatever. It's just, I'm not cheap guy by any stretch. I'll go the extra mile, but I was expecting at a chain to get a decent meal and a hotel stay too. And the hotel stay ended up being fine. But we've got bigger fish to fry, guys. Tom Holland suffered a concussion shooting Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man. He's okay, rest assured. But
I was worried.
I know you were, Konrad, because you watch 250 movies a year.
I was shaking in my boots, you know.
Hey, we are running out of time here in this first segment. I want to tell you, folks, I'm going to tell you all about our Text to Win contest. It's coming up, and then I will give you the keyword after a short break. But first, we have to do our question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question. Questions.
Oh, it's National Diary Day. You know you all keep a diary. I don't care what year it is. What is the most embarrassing thing someone could read in your diary? I'm asking for a little forthrightness here. I'm asking you to be an open book, pun intended. Let me know what you would be embarrassed by if somebody read your diary. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Let me know, or you can text us on the app. Or if you are watching on the stream, drop us a stream comment and let us know what you would be embarrassed by if someone read in your diary. All right. I know I was on the fence about this question because I know a lot of people. I'm hoping people just make the leap and tell me what they might be embarrassed about if they kept a diary, because I don't think too many people keep a diary anymore. You guys keep a diary?
I don't.
I do not.
Me either. All right, great question, Pete. Well, we'll see where we get. I know. What about Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Yeah, I mean, everyone read that diary, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'll go first. I'll start us off. I would probably just say sexual stuff.
But you got something to be ashamed of, though?
Well, yeah, if I'm insecure about something, or if I had to apologize to a girl or something, I'm not even sure. Actually, I might be too embarrassed to even share that with my diary.
I think in my diary, there's won't be anything like that. So not a whole lot to share.
Well, so you're saying you wish you had more to share to be embarrassed about?
Potentially,
if you had
that the lack of things to be embarrassed about. You'd be shocked at how much time I'm just at home alone.
Okay. Spend another night home alone, washing my hair, making a frozen dinner. What about you, Con? Anything?
I don't have a diary now. I used to have a diary of cheat codes for video games.
Nice.
That's kind of embarrassing. You're breaking the law.
I guess so. So maybe that's embarrassing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, and I'm opening up here. I'm an open book here. I'm not saying like, I mean, I think any time in your life you can find something to apologize to your partner for. When it comes to intimacy, you put your knee on their hair accidentally. I don't know where I'm going with this. Konrad, why did you let me pick this question tonight?
Yeah, you seem like you really wanted to. So
did I really? Well, it is National Diary Day. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? All right, we're coming back, folks. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about our new Text to Win contest here at Civic Media, and I'm going to give you the keyword, and it's a fantastic contest. You're not going to want to miss it. Be part of the fun. Be part of Nite Lite. Text us and let us know what's up. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite live from Madison on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you.
This is Nite Lite. I am Pete Schwaba. It is great to have you with me tonight. I am coming to you live from Madison Civic Media headquarters tonight. I have some PBS work to do here in Madison, and it is always a blast to come down and see friends at PBS as well as here at Civic Media. Always fun time to be in Madison. I made a mistake, Konrad. I'm not giving the keyword until the 7 o'clock hour.
Yep, next hour.
So, and I am. Listen, I am a rule follower. I am not going to break from that. So I'm going to wait till the 7 o'clock hour, folks. I hope you can hang in there too, because I will give you all the contest details and the keyword in hour number 2. So Erik Kjelland is here, the front man for Mascot Theory. He will be along shortly. He is in the bullpen, Konrad, as they say, warming up. I have to tell you, I was thinking about you yesterday, Konrad. I know tons of Packer fans, but since I've been doing this show, you are front and center as a Packer fan in my life.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought, like I was listening on the radio driving home yesterday, and I'm like, well, they got this wrapped up. And oh my God, I turned off the radio in the car and I just put some music on. And then when I got home, it was like down to the wire. And then I thought, well, I turned it off again. I said, oh, the Packers are going to make this kick. What the heck was going through your mind?
Well, first of all, it's hard to win with all those penalties that we had. It's the first time since 2000, I think 10 that we had that many. 2010 since we had that many penalties. It was like 18 or something. So it's hard to win like that. But I gotta say, Tucker Kraft, phenomenal player. Huge mistake at the end of the game. Missed that block. Who the guy who blocked the punt or the field goal? Tucker missed that block.
Oh, okay.
So
I still haven't even seen the highlights.
I guess it's not just on him though. It was the whole team. It was Matt LaFleur. It was our offensive line. We had 2 injuries out of the gate pretty much. So it's just a rough game. We'll bounce back.
Here's what I can't wrap my head around with the NFL. You got 17 games. That's why I love it. All of them are important.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to me how in 1 week, and listen, I've been lamenting my Bears forever, and they had a great game yesterday. They choked their first game. They got blown out last week. I don't know what to make of that team because they looked great yesterday, but this was like a reversal. Now I feel like every Packer fan, and I'm looking at you, how all my Packer fan friends have looked at me. It's just crazy, but all of a sudden you're feeling great. And I thought, oh my God, this is the Packers league right now with how they're playing and love and all that. And a couple mistakes, and all of a sudden you start second guessing. Just like with the Bears, they're 1-2 now. They play the Raiders. Oh, 2-2 going into the bye. Maybe they're still it's like a constant carrot and stick thing. It's horrible.
It's any given Sunday.
Right.
It's the NFL. There's not a team that's they could have a bad record, but they're still a football team in the NFL. So
anything can happen.
Yep.
So who do you guys have this week?
Well, we go to the Cowboys.
Oh, that's right. I knew that.
Well, and huge CeeDee Lamb will not be playing. So
will not be playing. He only played like seven plays or something like that yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, for the Bears fans, I gotta say, it must have been nice to stick it to Matt Eberflus like that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, to me, it's just like when you get a win against a team that, it was probably close to a toss-up, but we have like 4 guys out on defense. 2 of them are serious playmakers. So when CeeDee Lamb went down, I didn't feel that bad for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Although I felt bad for him. All right, we've got a great show tonight, folks. Erik Kjelland is here from Mascot Theory. He has shared with me new music from their new album called Cosmic Hit and Run. It's a very personal album. We'll talk to Erik about that at 6:35. He's been on the show before, and he's always fun to talk to. And a great band. If you haven't heard the Mascot Theory, Google it, go to Spotify, whatever. But definitely don't miss this interview because Erik is a great interview as well. And then my pal Jim Healy will be here at 7:20. We'll be talking movies, famous directors, and all kinds of stuff with my movie buff friend Jim Healy. Our question of the night, and I've rarely bailed on a question, and I'm not bailing, but I just don't know, just because diaries are so obscure. I don't know what kind, but you know what, folks, if you don't have a diary, just tell me what you'd be embarrassed to put in there, or what you'd be embarrassed if someone read your diary. Something vulnerable, like what would you not want them to know about you, or what you're writing in your diary? some of our social media answers. Chad Fran, Chad, yeah. He says that I am an older man who doesn't know how to express his emotions, for example, anger. So instead of using a proven method of emotional relief, he would rather make fun of the thought of writing in a diary. And then he wrote mic drop. I don't think you can say what you wrote is a mic drop. I think that's for other people to determine if what you said is worthy of a mic drop. Exactly. Daniel Wheeler, our pal Danny Wheels says, "Dear Diary, it was late dinner with friends in Boston. Walking back to the subway, the food poisoning hit me. I wish I could say it was nausea, but it wasn't. No bathroom, no choice. Those bushes were the real victim."
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to assume that's a true story, because who would? And listen. I appreciate the forthrightness of Danny Wheels, our pal. My pal Mike Desitel says that I have a diary. Okay, there's obviously a couple guys here not comfortable with their masculinity. You have to rip on diaries. Journaling is healthy, folks. Don't you remember when Brandon Marshall used to do it on the sidelines during NFL games? There's nothing wrong with keeping a journal. So be part of the fun. Text us what you would be embarrassed to have somebody read from your diary. When we come back, it's our first guest of the week. Erik Kjelland will be here. Jim Healy's coming by later. Text us, folks. Be part of the show. I'm live from Madison tonight. It's great to be here. It's great to have you here with me, so to speak. Konrad working the board. All is right here in America. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
There's a perfect kiss somewhere out in the dark. A 1, 2, it was a teenage wedding and a whole folks wish them well. You can see that Pierre truly knows a man who's
Welcome back. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. And we are enjoying this beautiful Monday evening here in our state's capital, coming to you live from Madison tonight. Great to have you with me. Konrad is back in Green Bay, working the board and holding down the fort. What am I missing? Anything happening up there, Konrad?
Not really.
No? Okay.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
Like whispering to everybody to keep it down while he talks to me on the stream. All right, this is exciting, folks. Listen, at the top of the second hour, Act 2, as I like to call it, I'm going to tell you all about Civic Media's Go for the Green and Gold Text to Win contest, and I'm going to give you a keyword. It's our new contest here at Civic Media, and I'll just tease you with it involves Green Bay versus Minnesota. That's all I'll say for now. More details coming in hour number 2. As well as Jim Healy at 7:20 talking movies. Right now, I'm very excited to have this next guest on. He's been on the show before. Terry Barr, our mutual friend, introduced us, and that's how I first learned of the Mascot Theory's music, and I just love it. And their front man, and you're just a friend of the show at this point, Erik. I think Erik Kjelland joins me here in the studio. But I have to say, before I dig into this conversation with Erik, it is time. Erik is our first guest, Konrad. Did you know that?
He is.
First guest of the week. So it's time to light it up right with the Nite Lite First Guest of the Week, brought to you by Chicken or the Egg Photography. Chris specializes in food, event, music, and product photography for businesses across Wisconsin and the Midwest. See what he can do for you at chickenortheeggphotography.com. Do you think he can Photoshop out excess pounds, Konrad?
I think he could.
Konrad has no idea. He's just trying to make me feel
No,
better.
I think he could do it.
Of course he can, right? But that might cost extra. That's all I'm saying. So, but check out chickenortheeggphotography.com. Chris does great stuff. Erik Kjelland is here. It is great to have you here. You were here last November.
Yeah.
And that seems like forever ago, but also not really. I mean, I remember you talking about you brought in a great vinyl album of your last album, and now you've I'm going to show this on the screen. Konrad, check this out. Erik brought in a copy of their new album, the Cosmic Hit and Run, and it's great. We're going to play some music from the album tonight during the interview. Erik is here in the studio. Thank you again for another awesome piece
my
of vinyl.
pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Is that how you like to listen to music?
I liked producing it that way. This album was very specific to the vinyl format with side A, side B. It was kind of the first time we had created an album, and we're like, okay, we have X amount of time on the one side, and this technically 18 minutes on one side, 18 on the next before it starts to degrade a little bit. So we really put a lot
Oh,
into
wow.
that, thinking of it that way. It's on CD as well, but
Yeah.
really that was the okay, we have this much to get done, and we know someone's going to flip that record at some point. So it was made for it for sure.
I never even would have thought of that. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So, how was Max Inc. the other night? You were on with Terry and Rocker.
I was right here,
Right
literally
here.
right here. We had the band here. We
The
had our
whole
full
band.
drum kit out there. It was a blast. Yeah, we had it rocking in here.
Do you do that often on the radio? Perform live? I mean, you've
Not with
performed
the
on
full
this show.
band. Yeah, it's an ordeal with the full band. We have to bring our mixer and kind of get a
Yeah.
whole bunch. We had in-ear monitors on our own, and so I was over there. And then when it was time to do the interview, pop over here really quick and try not to get tangled in my cords. But it's always fun. It's a blast.
So, all right, before we jump into your new album,
Yeah.
Cosmic Hit and Run, we have to. You would have been on this show again since last November if you didn't have some health issues.
Yeah.
So you've had a lot of trauma, drama, whatever you want to say, however you would categorize it, over the last year. Tell us what happened.
Well, really, not too long after I was here, so it would have been around that mid-November. I was having these headaches, these really bad headaches, and kind of facial pain and other neuro pain, vision loss, lots of stuff like that. That was super scary. And we thought, well, maybe it's just I'm a graphic designer and videographer, so I work on screens all the time. So we thought maybe it was just okay. Let's go to the eye doctor. Maybe there's something with that. You're staring at screens and so we went and I got some glasses. They did not help with the headaches or anything. They just got worse and worse through December, and we just decided at some point we should get an MRI done just to check. I was having these blurry visions and dizzy things, and they're like, let's just make sure there's no like pre-stroke or stroke stuff going on here. So right around that time in December, we started doing that. We did an MRI in January, and then another follow-up one with contrast, and they found this arterial. What did I say?
You
The
called
name.
it. It's AVF,
AVF,
arterial venous
fistula. There it is. I always
That's
get
a
that
mouth-
mixed up. It is. It is. So they found that it's right in the smack dab in the middle of my forehead and the brain right there. And so it's like this artery and this vein that are kind of connected, and that should never happen because there's pressurized blood and non-pressurized blood, and the pressurized goes to the non part, and
Oh my
it can blow up with an aneurysm, and that's it. So
Is that one of those things where they caught it just in time, or it was like a ticking clock, like something could have happened at any?
exactly. They thought maybe, 8 to 10 years it probably had been there or been developing throughout
gosh.
that time. So the headaches and stuff, we still don't know if that was all officially from that. We got the MRIs, they discovered this thing. 4 months later, I had to wait, and then eventually got the procedure, and they went and put some cement in to kind of block it off after 4.5 hours of procedure, and we just went in a few weeks ago and double checked with another MRI. The fix worked. Everything's good. So that possibility of an aneurysm is not going to happen anymore. So that's fixed. Just still dealing with a lot of those same symptoms, the headaches and stuff. And we're just trying to figure that stuff out now. But yeah.
I remember when you posted this on social media. I don't think I knew that you were going into surgery. I think I just saw that you posted something after you had been out. There's probably been 10 social media posts since I've been on it that made me go, whoa, like you just didn't have any idea. So I'm glad that worked out. But
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
when you play, what does that do? Like you play music in bars sometimes or outdoors. Does that affect your headaches or anything?
Well, it certainly was at the end of the year. Flannel Fest was probably what we were here
Right.
promoting, and that was around that time, and it was like fine at that show, but really after that, it really the headaches just started getting worse. So I didn't really play again. I think I did one show in December and was miserable. Didn't know why. Just it was headaches, but it's not just like your typical headaches. It's like eye pain. It's just really bizarre facial pressure type stuff, and so I had a couple shows around that time that were not great, and it was like, oh. But typically in the wintertime, we don't play much, and actually our whole plan with the Mascot Theory was to record an album. So we weren't going to be playing. We were going to work on this album, which we did start doing, and then this all kind of got diagnosed, and we still were able to kind of work on the album. I kind of just worked on it when I could, kind of in my home studio with bring the guys over. I'd be working on my laptop and just kind of working on stuff when I wasn't my head buried under a pillow from all this pain and stuff. So
That's incredible that you went through that issue, had surgery, and in that time since you've been recovering, you still have, I mean, every sign of life is what we were discussing last November.
Yeah.
You already have a new album out despite what you went through. That's kind of a fast turnaround, isn't it?
Well, that Every Sign of Life actually came out, I think, in April last year, but that album actually had been recorded 2 years before.
Okay.
We went down to Texas, we recorded it, we kind of shopped it around, seeing if there's any record labels, what the industry was looking like at that time, and we decided to release it on our own. So it had been around for a while in our world, not out in the world to everybody else. So when we had that one done, we still had a ton of songs that were ready for a next album already. So it was just kind of waiting for the right moment. But then kind of at the end of last year, we were starting to think about, well, what do we want to do for this next album? We knew we were going to kind of do a hiatus anyway, and we thought, well, let's tackle something a little bit different. We'll set even those other songs aside for now. I had a song actually, Final Hour, that I think is on the list, potential for playing tonight. That was all dealing with my dad's passing back in 2020, and he had 2 years of being in the hospital. He had a blood infection that led to from a kidney stone that led to, I think, his pancreas getting destroyed, and then it was just 2 years of misery for him, and then a pandemic and all of that. So trying to help him with the care and but also limited to who could go in and when to the hospitals. It was a real tough time, and so I had all these lyrics that I'd kind of came up with. Specifically, Final Hour was kind of one of those main ones. And then eventually it was like, okay, let's try something different from a recording aspect. Let's just go ahead and do a concept album. We were inspired by Pink Floyd and some of those older, the Who, bands that did those concept albums where it's all thematically and musically tied together.
Yeah.
So that was our plan for this, even before the headache stuff. That was what we were going to do. And we were able to kind of start doing that. And it just sort of worked because we were doing it in our own studios. We could kind of keep moving forward with it when I felt good. And it actually really helped me because I couldn't do anything. They were like very specific, don't do anything, until this procedure happens. So nothing tragic happens.
That's incredible. Erik Kjelland is my guest. He is the front man for the Mascot Theory, a great band. Check them out, Google them, Spotify, whatever. But right now we're going to play one of their new tracks. What should we lead with?
Got a Grip is the one that we've been playing most so far. So that one.
Con, let's fire up Got a Grip. This is the Mascot Theory and Erik Kjelland.
You're barely hanging on me. The tank is empty. Face the heat and embrace it. Embrace it.
My brain is drowning loud and free. Past that salty ocean to me. Across the family dinner table. Separate the truth from fable. My brain is drowning loud and free. Past that salty ocean to me. Across the family dinner table. Separate the truth from fable. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take all night, but I'll get over this. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take all night, but I'll get over this. Cross my heart and hope to fly into a sunset painted sky. Passing ships and star-crossed lovers. Peek your eyes from under covers. Cross my heart and hope to fly into a sunset painted sky. Passing ships and star-crossed lovers. Peek your eyes from under covers. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take all night, but I'll get over this. I'm barely hanging on.
embarrassed, you stare at the wall. You're tearing your hair out, I dare you to carry it all. The baggage you buried, it's there when you're raring to fall. Cause they don't care if you disparage to perish or stall. The tank is empty, start to rush to the end, and it's tempting to break all the rules when Lady Justice is bending. So save me from all the lies and the maybes, cause maybe if we told the truth then all our lies would be gravy. I'm going crazy, but I'm sane enough to know that you made me. The game is changing and I'm praying I'll continue to play it, but lately I'm just losing faith, and every day it keeps fading. The pain is raising past the blame, or let the rain hit the pavement. Another payment, you can't pay it, so you're trying to fake it. I bet you need a vacation, cause you're running and racing. Now get a grip and be patient, don't slip when you're pacing. Take another deep breath, face the heat and embrace it. Face the heat and embrace it.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. You've got the Civic Media Radio Network, folks. We got a shout out for our guest, Erik Kjelland from Terry Bar.
Hey, Terry.
Yay, Erik. Which is so cool because Terry introduced us to Erik, and Erik was on Max Inc. Radio with his band, Mascot Theory, Saturday night. So we just heard Got a Grip.
Yep.
You have a little rap in there,
Yeah.
kind of. You're little bending some genres here. I love when people do that.
Yeah, we just, we're doing this. We decided to do this album completely on our own with no constraints. We'll just do whatever we felt like fit the mood. And a friend of mine, Tyler Durden, the rapper on there, had actually heard a demo of that song probably a year before, and he had actually really loved the demo, and then he wrote a whole verse for it and then sent it to me, and I totally forgot about it. And a year later we pop it down on the album, and I was sharing with him kind of where we were at with the song. He's like, I wrote a verse for that. I'm like, oh no, I forgot about that. And I'm like, well, I don't know. We've got, like I said, we got these things timed down. So
Yeah.
anything that goes in, something else is coming out. But if you want to send it to me, we'll see. And we started working on it, and it's like, oh, this is amazing. This is going to fit perfectly with the theme of the album and everything, and dealing with grief and loss, and then kind of the cosmic picture after what happens next. So it just fit perfect. So yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
You had this serious brain surgery, and your dad passed away. Without sounding crass or whatever, does that make it easier to write material when you're going through such crap in your life? Was it easier to write this as opposed to like Every Sign of Life?
I would say, well, we'll see what happens with the brain stuff. I haven't written anything after that. All of
Okay.
these songs were written through the lens of my father,
Oh,
which took
okay.
me, years to finally. Final Hour song was written years ago. So that one was kind of the first one. And then this year, when we decided to do this kind of an album, I had some other ones that were dealing with the same kind of theme. So I think it was once we decided, okay, this is the theme of the album, I'm going to write it specifically about this topic. Then actually it did just kind of flow out. A lot of the songs were written towards the end of the year last year, or kind of right before we were about ready to start recording. That's kind of how it goes. Sometimes we have some older songs, and sometimes we have just brand new stuff I bring to the band, and they're not really ready for it, and it's a blast. So we kind of just do it that way, and that's exactly how it happened for this one. And with the brain stuff, it'll be interesting. I think on one of my posts, I was like, I'm sure I'll deal with that at some point on the next album.
Right. It's interesting. Erik Kjelland is my guest from the Mascot Theory. We just heard his song "Got a Grip." The new album drops October 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can people find that? Spotify, the usual
Exactly.
outlets?
All the
Okay.
streamers. We'll have it on our website, themascottheory.com. There'll be a link to our store, our Bandcamp store, so you can order it right from there. We'll send you a CD or vinyl versions and digital streaming, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And when can people see you? It's October 5th. You have a release party at the Atwood Music Hall here in Madison. And then you mentioned one in Appleton as well.
October 3rd, the actual release day. We're going to be
Wow.
at Gibson Music Hall in Appleton. So it's going to be a blast. And they're very different kind of shows that we would typically do. We're kind of a folk rock band. With this album, we really felt like we wanted it to be the focus of everything that we're performing. So it's actually a very intimate kind of sit down. We're going to do an interview. Terry Barr's actually going to be at the Madison one and going to do an interview on stage. We'll talk about the album and the process a little bit. And then we've got our friends Into the Music podcast up in Appleton will do the same thing.
On your website, you have a passage that says, where you describe this album, peering, jittery energy with a little self-interrogation. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I think it's especially with this theme. I mean, when you're trying to tie in all the songs or all the songs are all in the same ideas, you really have to look into, okay, what was I feeling during all of this specifically when my dad was passing away? How was that really affecting me at the time? How do I reflect on that now?
Yeah.
And so you really got to dig deep on that. What is that? And then kind of the side B of the album is really more of the, okay, after death, what happens now? How do we grieve from that lens now when it's the healing part, right? So it's like, what does that look from a cosmic standpoint? Where do we go after we pass away? All those kind of big ideas is kind of the second half of the album, and that's kind of what we were shooting for on this one.
So why don't we do this just to get as much bang for our buck as possible? Why don't we play a song into the break at the top of the hour, then we'll get the third song played in the first segment after the news. So what should we go to during the break?
Let's do Constellation Prize.
All right, Con, get that ready. Erik Kjelland is here. He is my guest in studio, coming to you live from Madison tonight. When we come back, folks, Erik's song will take us to intermission. We'll be back for Act 2, and I'm going to tell you all about Civic Media's Go for the Green and Gold Text-to-Win contest, and I'm going to give you the keyword. Great stuff. You can win cash and jewelry and 2 amazing tickets to Green Bay and Minnesota. I guess I just kind of told them about it, but I'll elaborate a little bit after.
Good guess.
Here's Erik Kjelland and Mascot Theory. We're coming back for Act 2 after this.
Now that I can finally breathe in, open up my eyes to see again. It's clear, so clear. All covered up in my feelings, but I was not alone in grieving. It's clear, so clear. Are we the lucky ones? Hang on until we've won the Constellation Prize. This cosmic hit and run, in time we all become stars up in the sky. I try to fill the hole with the reason, but we're never gonna know the meaning. It's clear, so clear. Heaven has a way of weaving, of coming in and out of season. It's clear, so clear. Are we the lucky ones? Hang on until we've won the Constellation Prize. This cosmic hit and run, in time we all become stars.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.